Hi, good morning everyone. Thank you for joining CSA Global today. My name is Tom Joseph and I'm working as a senior mine planning engineer with CSA Global. I would like to use this opportunity to share some thoughts about doing a mining audit. I want to discuss about why an optimized mine plan is valuable and pinpoint some of the risks of not reviewing the life of mine plans. I would also like to share some examples of similar cases that I have seen while working in the mining industry and while working with CSA Global. An optimized life of mine plan is a key element in making a mining operation profitable. The other important aspect of a life of mine plan is to ensure that the profit making operations are sustainable. Some life of mine plans will improve the profitability for a short period, but then it struggles to sustain it. Optimizing a life of mine plan will help us to identify the strategic path of the particular mining operation and helps to make appropriate decisions. Operational risks are minimized in an optimized plan as the risk is already identified and actioned on it. The result of all these actions will end up maximizing the net present value and the internal rate of return, which are the clear indicators of the profitability of an investment. Another key advantage of optimizing a mine plan is that it can assist in the struggling operations in achieving the production commitments. This optimizing process requires a clear understanding of a lot of factors like the optimal cutoff grade, the processing cost, mining schedules, capital and operating cost, metal prices to use, and dilution factors, etc. So it is like a balancing act that is required in optimizing a life of mine plan. The audit of a mine plan is significantly valuable. Mine planning audits can create value and identify opportunities to improve the overall performance for both new and existing projects. Mining reviews can provide an alternate options which are practical and more realistic. Key business risks that are not factored in can be identified in a mining audit. Mining audits helps to identify if the proposed mining method is still suitable with the new mining parameters and the new cost. And it also helps to identify any fatal flaws. Audits can identify options for fixing the bottlenecks in the existing projects. The impacts of an unaudited life of mine plans are usually underestimated. It can result in losing an opportunity to create value by locking in a suboptimal plan. Unrealistic mine schedules can undermine the budget targets. For example, vent and other infrastructure requirements and their timings can affect the mine plans. Another example is the haulage systems and routes can end up as a bottleneck to the project. Unaccounted delays can sometimes end up overestimating the ore tons that can be produced from a mine. For example, in a seismic mine, if the exclusion zones and times for stop blasting are not factored into the schedule, then the schedule becomes unrealistic. Using inappropriate planning and scheduling techniques can slow down the whole planning process and make it tiresome for the technical team. I would like to show the impact of using wrong assumptions in drilling factors. The project was using a production drilling factor of 10 ton per meter for all the stops without considering the size and type of stops. This caused the Deswik schedule to underestimate the production drill meters required to achieve the budget. A further review was done to understand the drill factors to use and ended up using 10 ton per meter just for the bulk stops and used only 6 ton per meter for the natter stops. This had a big impact in the schedule as some of the stops were sequential. The new schedule had less number of stops available at one particular time, which would end up reducing the stopping productivity. The red outlines shows the difference in tons, which is around 27,000 ore tons for just in the 3 months. That's due to the use of wrong drilling factors. This flaw in the schedule was identified early enough and was acted upon by bringing in additional production rig, and it didn't affect the annual production. It shows that it is quite important to review the assumptions used in the mining plans. This is a question that we need to ask consistently over the period of a mining project. Are the mining methods aligned to the business plan? I would like to share my experience in a startup mine. The life of mine plan for a new underground mine was to use paste fill stopes as the preferred mining method. But once the operation started, the paste plant construction got delayed. The operational planning team had to revise the mining plan to deliver the production requirements by choosing a different mining method. The planning team chose long hole open stop method with rib pillars to start the stoping, as it requires less setup to start. This helped the operation to start the production from long hole stopes on time. After realizing that the paste plant commissioning process is also delayed, the planning team decided to adapt to a Avoca mining method, which suits a low-grade ore body, and there is no requirement to leave the pillars. This increased the ore tonnage recovery from the low-grade ore body so that the stock production is sustainable until the paste plant is operational. Once the paste plant became operational, the operation started mining the bigger and higher grade stopes as paste fill stopes. This is an example of reviewing a mining method to choose a different path from the life of mine plan to achieve the operational requirements in the short term and eventually aligning back with the business plan. This is a snapshot of the outcome of a mining review for choosing optimal cutoff grade and the optimal mining method. It is advisable to have a review to make sure that the operation is using the optimal cutoff grade. This is crucial for maximizing the return value of the investment. The first graph shows the variation in cash flow based on different cutoffs used for a bulk mining method. As you can see from the graph, the cutoff grade of 2.25 grams per ton gives the highest cash flow for the bulk mining option. The second graph shows the comparison of cash flow for different mining methods in a case study for an underground mine. From the graph, it is clear that the bulk mining option gives the highest cash flow compared to other stoping methods. It is crucial to audit the mine plan as early in the planning process as possible to make it realistic. This reduces the risk of following a suboptimal plan. Use the time during this COVID-19 period, especially who are working from home, to consider all the relevant factors and details and build into the schedule to make the mine plans and schedules as robust as possible. So to conclude, look for opportunities in the schedules and mine plans to maximize the potential. If you need any help in auditing or reviewing a mine plan, contact the CSA Global offices closer to your location. Thank you for listening to the presentation today. I hope you found this to be informative and hope you will consider to undertake an audit of the schedules and mine plans, whether it's life of mine plan or medium term or short term plans. Next week, I will cover the common mistakes found during audits. So stay tuned as we upload our next series on LinkedIn.